Welcome, my lovely, welcome back. Now, how exciting. Are you ready for some big changes coming your way to your Instagram account and your whole online presence? Yes, it's time to get you looking fabulous out there so that your confidence levels are going to be unstoppable in your business. We're now into pre-lesson 5. Some of you are setting up your Instagram accounts for the first time, and some of you might be thinking about adjusting a few things on your account. So I'm just going to walk you through the account questions that I get asked the most when you are getting all set up in the right way. These might be some things that you have been wondering about and thinking, I'm not quite sure which way to go on that. So let's get started. Ooh, yes, you're about to start making some big changes in your branding and on your Instagram account, and you're probably full of anticipation and excitement about what it's all going to look like at the end of the Instagram makeover. There are usually burning questions that you've probably got for me as we're getting started with all this, and these are 10 important Fab Start decisions, and they're going to help you get set up in the right way right from the start so you can get your account all sorted and ready to go. Now, there is a worksheet with this training, so if you'd like to download it, if you haven't already, you want to download that worksheet because we're going to work through it together. Now, so pause the video now and press play when you're ready. You'll see that there are boxes on the worksheet for you to mark down your decisions as we go through the lesson so you can remember everything we've talked about as well. Awesome, right now, question 1 that you may be wondering is, should I start a brand new Instagram account? Great question. If you're brand new to Instagram and you don't already have an account, then obviously, yes, you will need to start a new account. But you have probably got an already existing account. It could be a personal account or a business one. You've got an existing account on Instagram, but it's not quite how you want it to be. And you might be wanting to start another one for your business or your project or whatever you're doing in the Instagram makeover. What I did when I started out, and what I recommend that you do, is you take the account that you have currently that has the most followers on it, take that account and change it to be how you want it to be, because it just gives you a jump start, it gives you a head start, and you've got a few followers on there, and it's the first bit is always the hardest. So if you can use that as some leverage when you're getting going, it's a good idea. Now, if you need to set up another account, a brand new account, it's okay, you can still do it from zero, but it's just if you've got one already started, you may as well use that as a jump start. If you're using a personal one and changing it into your business account, then you can always set up another personal account and ask your friends and family to go over to that new account and follow you there. I've actually just got one account now, which I just use for my business, but I don't tend to be someone that shares a lot of super personal stuff on social media anyway, so it works for me, and I post it in Facebook if I need to. So have a think. If you're the sort of person that likes to post a lot of stuff to family and friends, then you might want to consider opening up another account for that, for your personal stuff. It's just going to give you that little head start to get going, and I'm sure that your family and friends and followers that are on there already would love to support you and give you some love in your new direction, your new exciting business direction. So if you're changing an existing account to be your business account like Barbara did, and you change the name of your account, the handle at the top, then I suggest that you keep the profile picture the same on your account for a little bit so that people don't get confused when they see your account. So if you change everything all at once, they're going to get confused. So just change the handle first if you're going to change it, and then wait a few weeks and then change your profile picture. So write down on your worksheet what you've decided for question number 1. Now on to question 2. Should your account be public or private? Well, this seems super obvious really, but it's amazing the amount of people that I see that have their account set on private. Obviously, if you're not trying to hide and your Instagram account is something that you want to use to share your message and connect with other people who are not your family and friends and who love what you do, then you really do need to set your account to public and not have it on private, okay? So make sure you've done that and put a tick on the worksheet when you've made your account public. Okay, this is where you go if you want to check if you've got it set on private or public. Okay, so make sure you press your profile picture at the bottom right to be on your Instagram account there. Press the 3 lines at the top right, the hamburger symbol, and then we go into settings and privacy. There. Now you can see my account privacy is set on public, and you can press that. If it says public, you're public, and if it says private, you're private, and you'll want to change it to public. That's how you see that. Number 3. What type of account should you have for your Instagram account? Should it be a personal account, a business account, or a creator account? These are the 3 types of Instagram accounts that you can choose between. Which one should you go for? Well, the simple answer to this question is business, and I'll explain why. I'm going to show you a simplified roundup here of what you can and can't do in each different type of account, and then you'll see why business is the best choice at the moment, I think. With an Instagram business profile, you can see analytics about your content on Instagram and what your followers are up to, how they're engaging with your content, and it's really helpful. You can run ads, you can promote posts, you can add the swipe up feature and add links to your Instagram stories when you get to 10k followers, and you can also use scheduling apps with a business account. The only thing you can't do is you can't go private on Instagram, but as we've just said before, you don't want to have a private account anyway because you want people to discover you. Now, if you have a personal account, you don't get access to any of these features. As you can see, look, all you can do is go private, and you can't do any of the other features that we've just talked about. With an Instagram creator profile, you can get access to the Instagram Creator Studio on your desktop. You can get more filters in your direct messages inbox so you can organize it more. And one of the main things about a creator profile, which I think is a big difference, is that you can tag brands and things that you wear and things that you're showing inside a picture on Instagram. You can tag brands directly inside your posts. So if you're an influencer that kind of brands are you're promoting brands on Instagram, other brands, then it's good for that. But for most of you, you're probably not doing that. So to me, this does seem to be the biggest benefit. You also get access to more analytics as well with this account, although the analytics in the business account is perfectly fine for what we need it for. You can't connect your Instagram account to third-party apps with a creator profile, so you wouldn't be able to use Planoly to plan out your feed, which I'll be showing you later in the course. So for now, I recommend having a business account because it's got everything you need to run a business on Instagram. Here's how you change your account over, and remember, you can always change it back anytime. It's not set in stone. You can just go in there, press a button, and you can change it back whenever you like. This is how you check to see which kind of account you've got and how to change it if you want to. Profile picture, 3 lines at the top, the hamburger, press that, then you go into settings, scroll down to account, tap account, then you can scroll down to the bottom and it says switch to personal account or switch to creator account, which means I've got a business one. So whichever one you have, you won't see there, you'll just see the option to switch to the other 2. So that is where you go to check what you've got and to change if you want to change. Just remember, we're all different and we've all got different businesses, and there's no right or wrong answer here. So you're not going to do the wrong thing, okay? You can't go wrong. You just got to do what you feel is right for your particular business because we're all different. One thing that I've learned in my business and something I really want to encourage you to do is I want you to use your own judgment and really listen to your gut, okay? You know your business so well and you know deep down what's best for it. Okay, so then listen to your intuition, listen to your gut, and then make quick decisions so that you can move forward. Okay, we want you to get some forward momentum going on your Instagram account and in your business. And do you know what? You can always go back and change it later. We're just making a get started choice for now so that you can move forward in your business and your Instagram account. And it's so freeing if you think about it like this. It's a get started choice. It's not a forever choice. So then you're going to be able to move forward. Now mark on your worksheet what you've decided for this. If you need more time, you can think about it after the lesson, so just leave it if you're not sure for now. Now, question 4. Should I have different accounts for different parts of my business? This is a good question. Now, it depends on what you're doing, obviously, and it depends how different are the different parts of your business. The best way to think about it, and I'm going to show you some examples to make it easier for you to decide, the best way is I want you to think about your follower experience, okay, on your Instagram account. We're always thinking about what's the experience that my followers are having when they follow me. Let me show you this example, okay? This is a brilliant example. This is Pimiana's account. she was wondering whether she should separate the two different parts of her business into two separate Instagram accounts or just keep it as one. She's a photographer. She does baby photography and family portraits, but she also does commercial product photography for businesses, and they've got quite different feels to them, so she was wondering what to do. This is what it looks like here when it's all together in one account. And to help her decide, what she did was she created two mood boards as an experiment to see visually what it might look if she separated them out into two accounts. So she put the baby and the family pictures together here, and she put the commercial ones together, separated them into two. Now these blank squares that you see here are just placeholders that she put there because this isn't her real feed. This was just her planning out, see if it was going to work. Okay, so they might have quotes in them or something. It was just to get an idea visually. As you can see, oh my God, isn't it amazing? Suddenly, each of these separated accounts on the right becomes so targeted to its followers. Now, as we were talking about, think about that follower experience. Okay, if I'm a mother and I'm on Instagram, I'm searching around, I'm looking for some baby photography, I want someone to take a picture of my new baby or a portrait of my family, and I see this one here on the left. I mean, it's still the same images, but if I saw this account, I'd be like, yeah, that's nice, you know, I think it looks great, but it might not grab me as much. But then if I am searching in my mind and I see this, I'm like, yep, this is what I need, because it's so targeted to me. Do you see what I mean? It's just my experience of that is, yes, I need that. So do you think Pimiana is going to get more family photography clients with this more targeted feed? I think she definitely is. And the same for the other one. If I'm a business that's looking for some commercial photography and I saw this account, it might grab me, but I might not notice it that much. But if I see this one, I love the style of her photography, I'm like, yep, that would be perfect for my business, and I'm much more likely to contact her and want to work with her. Now, I just thought this was a great example. I wanted to put it in here to help you decide if you're going to have two accounts. Now, you don't always want to have two accounts. It's up to you, and it depends on your business. If you're not sure, you might even want to print out some of your images or print out your Instagram feed and cut it up, put it into two on some white paper, and just see what would happen if I start to separate out these different parts of my business. Do they go together? Is it better separated? It might just help you to even go through that process that Pimiana went through here. Sometimes it can work together if it's all really related. Now, this is another example of Lisa's example here, where she came into the Instagram makeover and she had one account and she was confused, she didn't know what to do, and she realized as she went through week one that the two parts of her businesses would be a lot better split into two accounts. Now, the reason she thought this was because as she went through week one, she found that actually they have very different brands or essences, the two parts of her business. Therefore, they've got totally different energies, they need different colors, they need different images. The first one as well, which is really interesting point, is for a local market. Lisa teaches mindfulness movement classes in Monaco. It sounds so romantic, doesn't it? Monaco, what an amazing place to live. So Lisa teaches her classes there, and now that she's separated it out, it means that she can target her local clients with local hashtags, and she can talk to them in a different way. Now, the other part of Lisa's business is for a global market. She's got an online nutrition program that she can sell anywhere in the world. So she wants to use a whole different set of hashtags. She wants to target people in a different way. Her first account has a zen, relaxed and professional vibe to it, and she uses a lot of lilacs and white and black. And the second account is more vibrant, energetic and healthy, and she uses a different color palette. She uses greens, reds and lots of food pictures. And Lisa says it's been working out much better for her since she decided to separate it out, because everybody's not confused about what she's doing, and she can actually just organize meetups with the local people. She can communicate with them all about what's going on a lot easier. Now, I have one more example for you. This is Hani. She has two accounts, one for her business and one for her personal thing. So that might be another reason that you want to have two accounts, because she feels that she can express things that she just wants to share with the world and not even have to think about work or does it relate to business. So she likes to have a personal account, and then she has her business one. Hani's only in week 2 of the course, so she has not finished her makeover yet. She's only just beginning, but she's a great example of why you would want to have a personal, potentially 2 accounts, a personal and a business one. Now, you don't want to go crazy splitting up your accounts into lots and lots of different accounts. Really think about this and only do it if there's a very, very good reason to do it. Now, if you're thinking of splitting up your Instagram accounts into 2, just remember that you don't have to post every day in each account, because that's going to be way too much work. You can post, say, 3 times a week in each account rather than every day. So find a level that works for you, so you don't need to make double the work. I just want to let you know that. You can just post a bit less frequently if you're managing 2 accounts. For me, I have 1 account because I don't post too much personal stuff anyway. And also, if I did start another course, if I did have another arm to my business, which I will do at some point, but I'd still keep 1 account because I'm known as me and my brand is me. So it wouldn't make sense for me to have 2 accounts, you know, because it'd still be all under me. So if you're that kind of person that has a personal brand, then you may not want to have 2 accounts. You may keep it as 1. Also, if you are going to be doing 2 accounts and you can see if this is appropriate for you, that Lisa could, she hasn't done it, but she could do this if she wanted. You can go into your profile there and you can actually link both of your accounts by putting at mentioning, and then putting, it's called tagging on Instagram, where you put at and you put the name of the Instagram handle on the other one. And in your bio, this becomes a live link. So you could say something about it and then put the name of the other account there, and people will be able to click on it and go to your other account if it's appropriate. Now let's mark that one down on the worksheets. How many accounts are you going to have? Are you going to have 1, or are you going to have more than 1? If you're not sure about it, because it's an important thing to get right, isn't it? Just come and ask us in the Facebook group, or sleep on it tonight, and I'm sure tomorrow the answer will come. So don't panic if you're not sure what to do. Just let it percolate, let it sink in, and you will come up with the right answer. Phew, that was a big question, wasn't it? So many decisions to make. I think we need a dance break here just to break it up a bit. Now we are ready to move on to question 5. Oh, we're halfway through already. How do I handle multiple languages? Oh, this is a good question too. Now we have lots of fabulous, amazing Instagram makeover lovelies from all over the world. We have students in 35 different countries around the world. And I know some of you are wondering, should you do your account in English or should you do it in your language if you're a non-English speaking country? Well, engaging with your followers in their primary language is so important for forming those lasting relationships and connections. There's been studies about it done, and that's what Instagram's all about. It's all about relationship building and connection building. Language is also going to affect your followers' confidence in you, and it's going to affect your sales. Now, one study shows that more than 70% of customers need to see information in their own language before they buy from you. Something to bear in mind. Now, you've got 2 options really, 2 ways to go. The first way is to write each caption, is to have 1 account and then write each caption in 1 language first, and then you put the other language after it. Like Montreal does here, you can see in these examples, okay? Now they make it work here because most of their posts are image focused. So first of all, people are seeing the images first, and then they keep their captions nice and short, so they have the French and then the English straight after it. So it works for them to do that. And then if you find a formula that works, your followers will get used to that and they will know what to expect and they'll know where to go to see what they need to see. Here's another example. Here's the Louvre Museum in Paris. It's got longer captions, as you can see, and they have the French above and then they have the English below. So they use the little emojis. You can see the French flag is up the top to show where the French is, and the little world emoji down there shows where the English begins. And they've got longer captions, so it can work. That's one way, but I think the better way is to divide and conquer and have 2 accounts, like Anita has done here. Now, she has only just started the makeover as well. She hasn't finished yet, so her account is not fully zhuzhed up yet. But I wanted to use her as an example because she's an artist, and she has this account here in Norwegian, and she has another separate account in English. And she said it's been working a lot better for her since she separated it. She's getting more people onto her email list as well because, as we said before, the studies have shown people have more confidence in you when they can read it in their own language. Anita has a course that she offers only in Norwegian as well. So it made a lot of sense to make one of her accounts just in Norwegian so that she can talk to the people in her course and target her course more directly. And then her other account on the right is an English account, and because her work is art and she can sell it internationally, so it makes sense to have an English one. And again, as we said before, you can use local hashtags. She could use Norwegian hashtags now in the one on the left. She can use English hashtags on the one on the right. It just makes sense, doesn't it? So have a think what you're going to do if you have multiple languages. Now, question 6. Should my Instagram handle be my name or should it be my business name? Now, this is a question that only you can answer, really. There's no right or wrong answer here. It depends on your strategy for your business. But here's a few things to bear in mind that might help you decide. Try and keep your name consistent across all social media channels and your website if possible, because you want people to be able to go to, say, Pinterest or Facebook or the website and find you, or coming to Instagram and find you. So keep your name consistent if you can. You can't always get the name that you want, can you? But try to if you can. Now, steer away as well in your Instagram handle from having numbers. Unless there's a really, really good reason why you need the numbers, then you don't want numbers in your Instagram handle. Another thing is, try not to make your Instagram handle massively long. Okay, so you really want to keep it not super short, but you don't want it to be, a mile long, if you can help that. Now, a trick is, if you can't get the name that you want, you can use an underscore or a period to separate a word, or you can use it at the end. I personally prefer it at the end because it means you can spell out your handle easily to people without having to say underscore period in the middle of telling them what your handle is. What I did was, one time when I had my old business, I wanted the name Picture Parlor, okay, and for my Instagram handle it used to be called Picture Parlor, and somebody else had that name, and what I did was I reached out to him in a direct message and asked him if I could buy the name of him for $50, and he said yes. So it all worked out, and then I just gave him the money. I did it in faith because he seemed like a nice guy, so I gave him the money. He just quickly swapped his handle, and then I got hold of it, and then it was all good, so it worked out. So you can actually reach out to people if they do have your name and they don't seem to be using it very much, or they're just using it for personal reasons. They might be happy to get 50 quid or $50 and swap the name over. Now, when you're thinking about your name, the handle of your account is the one at the top there. I just want to make you aware that this area here is also searchable. So you've got both of these bits to be searchable, so you don't have to fit everything into your Instagram handle, okay? You can also use this second area to give information about what you do and who you are. I'm going to show you a few examples, okay? So you can see here that I've got my name as my handle, and then I repeat my name under my profile pic because I'm trying to get my name established as my brand. And then I also have Instagram Teacher there. I put what I do there to make it really clear because it's the first thing people read when they come to my account. They see Instagram Teacher, so it's really clear what they're going to get from me. Looking at some other examples of what other fabulous Instagram makeover lovelies have done, Kristen uses her business name as her handle, and then she has her name under her profile picture and an explanation of what she does. Remember, they're both searchable, so even if someone starts typing in your name, you will come up, or if someone types in your business name, that will come up. Georgiana, again, has her business name as her handle and her name underneath. Now, Beck uses her name and the word art in her Instagram handle, and under her profile picture, she puts Beck, landscape painter. So she puts her nickname there because everyone calls her Beck, and she put that there. So I quite like that idea of what she's put there. Now, one final example here. Gina uses her name as her handle, and then she doesn't put her name again. She puts I think she didn't have enough characters to put it anyway, so she put it as just the Schatz method, which is the main focus of her business at the moment, and what she's teaching is the Schatz method, so she has put that there. So I think that's a nice clean way to do it, how Gina's done it here. Let's move on to question 7. I'm sure you might all be thinking about this question. What the heck do I do with my existing Instagram feed? Some of you might be wondering, oh my goodness, should I delete it? Should I just archive it? What should I do? Because I want to get it ready for my new branded gorgeous feed to go into when I finish the makeover. What should we do? Right, well, it depends how long you've been on Instagram and how you feel about the history that's been built up on you. No, not this kind of history. I'm talking about, do you have a lot of important history in your business on your Instagram account? You know, have you been on Instagram for like 2 or 3 years and you've got lots of things that's happened in your business, that's a history there that you don't want to get rid of? Look, it doesn't matter if you do, because seriously, once you start posting your new look feed, your old stuff will be going further and further down the page, and it won't be long, and it's okay for it to be there. You can talk about it in your marketing that you've got this new branded look and it's all coming out now. So you can do that. But it depends on the kind of business you have, doesn't it? So for me, people actually ask me sometimes how I got so many followers with only 153 posts. It looks like on my account, but actually I've been on Instagram since 2014, 18th of December. That's when I started, and I have posted a lot more than it looks like, but I actually archived a lot of my account recently because I rebranded it. I also, a couple of years ago, changed my business completely, what I was doing. I've also had a name change because I got married to Des and I changed my name, and I thought the whole thing was a bit confusing because it said Kat Walters on there, not Kat Karoy. And for me also, I didn't feel like my old posts were representing my new posts. I didn't want to have it there. So for me, I archived most of it and I just made my feed look really, really gorgeously how I wanted it to be. So have a think if it's appropriate for your business. Is it better to keep the history there, or do you want to have just a totally clean look? It's up to you. It's totally your call. There's no right or wrong answer, remember. We're all different and either way can work. It's whatever you feel comfortable with, and you'll know deep down what to do. If you are going to get rid of some things on your account and you're having a little spring clean, rather than deleting them, you can archive them. And then you've still got them there because you may want to reuse some of the content that you created before. You might want to take some of the captions that you wrote and rework them when you've been through Captions That Connect in week 4, or there might be some photos that you've already created that you can tweak and filter a little bit more with what you're going to learn in week 3, and then this is going to be content that you can reuse in your new feed. So don't delete anything, just archive it. Archive it so you've got it there ready to use if you need it again. Let's call this digital recycling. Yes, so mark that one down on your worksheet, and remember you can press pause anytime you like when you're going through any of these trainings. Just press pause if you need time to think, and then you can press play when you're ready to carry on. And remember, you can watch these videos as many times as you like. You've got lifetime access to everything, and sometimes I do blab on a lot and there's so much information in these videos that you might need to watch it a couple of times, 2 or 3 times, to get it all to sink in. See how you feel. Now, question 8 is, should I keep posting on Instagram while I'm going through the Instagram makeover course? Again, this is one of those things that it's totally up to you. It's personal choice. Again, I'll just tell you what most people do to give you some ideas. Some people like to completely stop. They don't post anything because they're getting their new branded look sorted out so they can concentrate on doing that, and then they launch their new look when they're ready. Now, some other people like to carry on posting and they implement what they're learning as they go along. And some other people do kind of a halfway thing. They scale back their posting to skeleton posting, I call it, where they're only posting once or twice a week just to keep things ticking over in the background with the algorithm, but it's not taking too much time to create content and they can focus on the makeover. So see, there's 3 options there. So think what you're going to do, and let's make a get started choice here. Remember, it's not a forever choice. You can change your mind halfway through if you want. You can start doing something different. So there's no stress here in the Instagram makeover. I don't want you to feel stressed with any of the decisions. You're learning so much here with me, and there's nothing stressful. We are just taking our time, listening to our intuition and making choices and just moving ahead, and we can always change it later. Number 9 is, how many people should I be following on my account? It's another good question. Now, I want you to take a look at your Instagram account and see how many people you're following, because there's a lot of people out there using bots and doing the follow-unfollow method, which is really not a good way to grow your account at all. We want to be growing with organic followers, and there's much better ways to grow that I'm going to be teaching you later on. Now, if you're following a lot more people than are following you, it looks a bit weird on your account, and you might not be doing anything dodgy, but it just looks like you are doing something dodgy. So take a look at Des's account. Now he's just starting his account. He's got 238 followers and he's following 36 people. Now that looks good, doesn't it? But if he was following 3,470 people and he had 238 followers, do you see how that just looks weird? It looks like, oh, what's he doing? That just doesn't look right, does it? And so it's going to put people off his account. So don't do that. Just to explain, the follow and follow method is where you go and follow people and then you hope they follow you back, and then a week later you go in and you unfollow them, and people get very upset about it. It's not very nice, really. So let's say if Des had 30,000 followers and he was following nearly 2,000 people. Now that looks okay, doesn't it? Because he's got so many more followers and he's following nearly 2,000 people. That's believable. I could believe that. 2,000 is still quite a lot of people to follow, because trying to keep up with 2,000 people's stuff in your homepage is just impossible. So that is a lot of people to be following, but it doesn't look that strange, so it'd be all right. Now let's have another example. If he had 50 followers only, if he was really just starting and he was following 350 people, I think that's perfectly fine, because there could easily be 350 people that he would want to be following for inspiration. So it's a bit of trial and error. See what you think sounds good. But if you have a look at your follower ratio and you find that you're following way too many people, just go in every day and unfollow some of them. Okay, don't do it all at once, but just go in bit by bit and bring that number down, because it doesn't look good in your account when you've got too many people that you're following. Just follow people that you want to follow, people that inspire you and make you feel good when you see their stuff. Okay, it's up to you to make your experience a good one when you open up Instagram. You're the custodian of your Instagram account. We want to have a mini love fest on Instagram with only good things happening. So you want to make sure in your home screen when you scroll, you only get things that make you feel good. If anyone makes you feel less than or makes you feel annoyed when you see their stuff, just unfollow them. Now it could be your favorite clients that you want to follow and cheer on, and you can cheer them on and they can cheer you on. It's all good, but you don't have to follow everyone that follows you, okay? That's not how Instagram works. You're on Instagram for your business, to grow your account and give lots of value and connect with people. You don't need to follow everybody. You just want to follow people you want to see when you're scrolling in your homepage. Fabulous stuff. Oh my goodness, we are on to the final question already. Can you believe it? Question 10. Right, sometimes people ask me this: am I wasting my good post when I'm just starting out? Which is a really good question, isn't it? You're going to be putting all this time and energy into creating your posts, and if you're just beginning your account and you don't have many followers, is it really worth it? The simple answer is yes, it is, because you are going to be attracting people more easily to follow you, and if your content's really, really great, you are going to attract your tribe. And what you can do is, don't forget, you can reuse some of these first posts that you do in a few months' time. Yeah, when your account's grown a bit more and you've got more followers, you can repost them again, say with a different image or whatever, or you can tweak the caption a little bit, whatever you want to do. But you can repurpose this content, so don't feel that it's time wasted. It's definitely worth it. Yay, you are doing amazingly. Fantastic. Good for you. Now we're going to be covering everything else, like creating a bio and all the other bits for your account, coming up shortly as you go through the course, so don't worry. Once you've decided what you're doing, come over to the Facebook group and let us know what things you've changed and why. Well done. Fabulous stuff. Now we have completed the whole of Setup for Success, and now it's time to enter the wonderful world of Brand Soul Essence. I'm so excited to begin program 1 officially in the next lesson, in the instant connection lesson. I am so excited. I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye.